Welcome to Math with Market. Today we're gonna solve a really nice math problem from Canadian Math Olympiad. So let's talk about this. If x equals the square root of x minus 1 over x plus the square root of 1 minus 1 divided by x, and we know that x is a real number, we want to find x in this equation. So let's talk about this. For the first step, you know that, for example, if you have a minus b times a plus b, so you can write it as a squared minus b squared. Now, if we look at this equation, it has radical functions. So it's better to, for example, write square root of x minus 1 over x minus square root of 1 minus 1 over x. I called it k. So it means if I multiply this equation by k, what will happen? On the left side we can write x times k. On the right side we can write square root of x minus 1 over x plus 1 minus 1 over x times k, and that's equal square root of x minus 1 over x minus square root of 1 minus 1 over x. I think, yeah, that's right. So, and now, according to this really nice point that I wrote it for you, so you can write it as x times k on the left side. On the right side, you can write x minus 1 over x minus 1 minus 1 over x. Why? Because, for example, I called it a and this is b, a and b. So that's equal a squared minus b squared. And a squared is equal x minus 1 over x minus, and b was equal, b squared is equal 1 minus 1 divided by x. So the answer will be equal x minus 1. So if you look at this equation, x times k equals x minus 1. So it means k will be equal x minus 1 divided by x. So, and you know that x and k, you had them. So if we calculate x plus k, what will happen? X was equal, at the first of the video I told you, x minus 1 over x plus 1 minus 1 divided by x. However, you know that k that I called it for you was equal a. For example, if you called it a and called it b, was equal a minus b. So it will equal x minus 1 over x minus the square root of 1 minus 1 over x. So if you look at this one, you can cancel b from the both sides. So here we have 2 times square root of x minus 1 over x, right? Yes, that's right. So, and I told you k was equal this one, x minus 1 divided by x. So it's really useful to use x plus x minus 1 divided by x equals 2 times x minus 1 over x. And here we go. What can we do here? If you look at this one, this function, you can write it as 1 minus 1 over x. So that's really nice. Why? Because we can write it x minus 1 over x plus 1. That's equal 2 times x minus 1 over x. So if you look at this equation, you can use the substitution to solve it, and that's very useful to write x minus 1 over x, for example, as t. So on the left side you will have t plus 1, right? Yeah, t plus 1. On the right side you will have 2 times square root of t. So If you look at this equation, and now it's better to use no. For the first step, move this one 2 times the square root of t to the left side. So you will have t minus 2 times square root of t plus 1. That's equal 0. And now, of course, it's better to use square root of t, for example, as u. So it means u squared minus 2 times u plus 1, that's equal 0, right? And of course, you know that you can write it as u minus 1 squared. That's equal 0. So u is equal positive 1. And u was equal square root of t. So it means the square root of t is equal positive 1. And of course you will accept with me that t is equal positive 1. And of course I told you x minus 1 over x is equal t. However, you know that t is equal positive 1. So x minus 1 over x has to be equal positive 1. So, and finally we can find x in this equation. If we multiply this equation by x, on the left side you will have x squared minus 1. On the right side you will have x. So move x to the left side. Here we have x squared minus x minus 1, that's equal 0. And of course, in most of my videos, I use this formula. If you have ax squared plus bx plus c, that's equal 0, then x will be equal minus b, positive and negative square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. And I've proved in one of my videos, and I put the link of that video in the description. If you don't know, you can check that. So here we continue this one. A is equal positive 1, b negative 1, c negative 1. So x is equal 1 positive and negative square root of 1 minus 4 times 1 times minus 1 divided by 2, and yeah, so the final answer will be equal 1 positive and negative square root of 5 divided by 2. But here we go, the x1 is equal 1 minus square root of 5 divided by 2. And the second answer is equal 1 plus square root of 5 divided by 2. So I want to tell you the first one is not correct. The second one is the correct answer, because if x is equal 1 minus the square root of 5 divided by 2, in one of our equation we had square root of x minus 1 over x, and so you know that x minus x has to be positive or equal 0. So if x will be equal 1 minus the square root of 5 over 2, it can't be equal to 0 or greater than 0. So that's not correct. And the final answer, and the final correct answer, is 1 plus square root of 5 over 2. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, don't forget to like the video, and thanks for watching.